felt like the challenges of life have left you surviving, going through the motions, disconnected from your power, your voice, your light? So many of us spend years in survival mode, dimming our brilliance to fit in, to please, to keep the peace. But what if you could rise from that? Not by hustling harder, but by remembering who you truly are. Welcome to In Her Words, Working Conversations by Women. I'm your host, Thando Mazibuko. Today, we're doing something very special. This is our first ever crossover podcast episode. I'm so excited to welcome a woman who's on a mission to help others reclaim their feminine power, their desire, and their divine voice. She's a motivational speaker, divine feminine guide, and hosts an inspiring podcast called Soul Desire. Through her work, she helps women awaken their inner empress, that's unshakable, radiant core of confidence, clarity, and self-worth. Please join me in welcoming the incredible Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for
How are
being
you
with
so far?
us. Thank you for joining us today.
No, it's an honor. I really appreciate being able to talk to you and to your audience.
You speak about women getting out of survival mode and into their sovereignty and awakening their inner empress. What do those words actually mean to you?
Actually, and that's a good question because most women don't know. And it's probably not entirely correct because it's not only women who are activating their inner empress. It's a inner empress is the energy of the divine feminine energy when she is at her most magnificent, more radiant version. So I probably should say that you don't have to be a woman to have a divine feminine energy. Mm-hmm. It goes both ways. There are men or even transgender, however you want to put yourself, it's diverse. You either are in your masculine energy or your divine feminine energy. So the divine masculine energy is usually when you are really action driven, really on a schedule, you plan out everything. We have both within us, but there's one energy we resonate just more deeply with. The divine feminine energy, on the other hand, it's a nurturing, soft, and radiant energy. You are intuitive and you only act out of intuition. So you feel it already in your gut that this is the right move, and only then you will move. So you basically magnetize, attract through your energy opportunities and everything you deserve and desire. So these are the two different energies. When you're in your Empress energy, it's when you are the entire full package. You're deeply connected to your divine feminine energy, but you also are deeply connected to your self-love, your self-worth. You know who you are. You know what you deserve, what you need, what you value. You just sit in your power and you're really clear about yourself. You're really connected to your intuition. And this is basically your inner empress. You're in this radiant magnetizing energy, this frequency, which is just the peak of everything. And we all have this energy within us. It's our inherited energy. We just forget. Mm-hmm. And I must say probably that there aren't just the two energies, the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy. There's a third one as well, and it's an overlay. It's the survival mode energy. Mm-hmm. There are nuances to both energies, the toxic versions of those, and a lot of people are stuck in there. But the survival mode, it's on top of both. So it's basically like a veil, and it keeps you in a overdrive energy. It's like covering your original energy and just keeping you stuck there. to protect you. It's nothing which your soul picks to be mean to you or to push you in because she wants you to be stuck. It's something your soul decides when she recognizes that you are overwhelmed with life, and it keeps you safe for a moment. And that's all good. Survival mode is something really important. But the problem is when you're stuck too much in there and you really keep staying in this energy and you make this energy your natural energy, then it's not going to be healthy.
You include overcoming trauma, and you did speak about survival mode just now, as well as burnout and, a deep spiritual awakening. Can you share a pivotal moment where you realized you were stuck in your survival mode, and what sparked you to shift into this new journey?
It was actually a lot of small moments. I believe the universe is going to send you little nudges. And it's always like this. You get this throughout. It doesn't matter in which higher power you believe. It's universal. You get the nudges. You can feel it. You recognize red flags and you recognize roadblocks where you think, okay, now I have to change because it's not working anymore. I received those over the years. I was in a toxic relationship for 12 years and I kept receiving these little nudges and I kept ignoring them as well. So the nudges become more forceful because at one point spirit decides to push you, to nudge you harder, because otherwise you won't learn, you won't pivot. And it was necessary for me to wake up. So I would say it was like not a huge event. I woke up on the sudden. It was the small little nudges. It's like the little breadcrumbs you get along the way. You realize something, you maybe subconsciously know right away, but consciously I didn't know. So for me, it was like the little tiny breadcrumbs until one day my relationship broke apart. From one to the other day, he emptied out my bank account. He stole from me a lot of money. He stole my company. I was homeless all of a sudden. I had nobody and nothing to go to. So I had to reconnect to my family. I didn't have any contact to them because he made sure I was really disconnected, and he was the only person I had. So I had to really start over. And I believe this was spirit giving me this forceful nudge to recognize that something is not working for me anymore and I need to change, because there was nothing I could do except of changing. Mm-hmm. And this was the big break apart. I recognized then, okay, I need to change something, because obviously the way I used to do things didn't work anymore. So I decided, okay, I'm going to build self-love, because this was something I recognized in myself that I didn't have. Mm-hmm. No self-love, no self-worth, no boundaries. So I started there. And from there, it got more and more. And I recognized something which is really common. Your life is not about, oh, this is happening in my romantic life, so my romantic life is going to be affected. No, it's like spreading through your entire life. Mm-hmm. So it's not uncommon when your romantic life, when you do something wrong in your romantic life, when you don't have self-love for yourself, you have no boundaries, it's usually going and spreading in all areas of your life. And that's why my business, I started again, built a new business, and it didn't work. Nothing worked. My life was so stagnant, and nothing I tried worked, until I realized one day that my manifestations, they were just stuck. My life was stuck. Everything was just stuck. That I was in survival mode, because survival mode is made that you are safe, yes, but you're at bare minimum. You stay in the same frequency. You won't experience any lows. You won't experience any highs. It's just bare minimum. And for everybody, bare minimum is different. For me, it was really the lowest you can imagine. Mm-hmm. And so this was where I was stuck, and it was so frustrating. And I realized this is where I stay safe, but it's not where I evolve, where I grow. So I needed to shift out of this. And it was really through the tiny signs. Signs like I had burnout in work. I struggled so hard that I hustled and I grind, and I worked myself to really burn out. It's a typical survival mode instinct. In private life, I was people pleasing because I tried to really buy myself love because I thought I wasn't enough to be loved the way I am. So I needed to give something. So there was another sign, my body. I had digestive issues. I had hormonal imbalances, acne, hair loss, everything. Because my body, it felt so tense. It couldn't hold the trauma and the pain anymore. It couldn't hold it together. The moments which is really important when you feel numb. We all been there from time to time, and it's okay when you just wake up and you go to work and you do your thing, you go back, you live your life, you live through the motions, you go to bed and you start over and over, and you don't even realize how many days passed. This is survival mode. You're numbing out. You just put everything to bare minimum. You don't feel anything. You just numb out. That's a really vital sign. Obviously, for everybody, it's different, right? We are not all the same. Our body is telling us different ways. But I would say, if you're unsure, if you're in a survival mode right now, feel it in your body. Your body is telling you, before your mind actually recognizes, your body is telling you already the story. So when you have issues in your body, back pain or a soreness you can't place, and there's no medicine issue connected to this, it's usually a trauma connection. And this is a pinpoint towards survival mode. So there were so many little nudges. And when I recognized, whoa, I placed into so many of those, I knew I needed to shift. And this is the beautiful part. And I think that's why I got into this way easier than I thought I would be. Spirit gave me this little crack. I recognized, whoa, something is off. And this is not, I'm stuck and I don't want to be stuck anymore. And the pain of being stuck felt so heavy on my chest that I was like, I can't stay like this. I need to do something. Which is obviously, again, not the divine feminine energy, but it was enough to give my divine feminine energy an entrance. Because then I recognized how my body shifted and I got this little taste of being in my natural energy. And it felt so good that it was almost addictive. And then I knew, okay, I need to shift. Life can be easy. I can have everything I want in life. I just need to shift my frequency, shift from my energy, and really root in the energy. Because I believe everything we desire is being placed by spirit on us. It's nothing we want. It's except of when you're really influenced by society. But in general, if you desire a unity, a relationship, a really grounding, loving relationship, it's usually something your soul desires. And spirit gave you this. So it's going to happen for you. It can happen for you. But in order to have this happen, you need to be in the right frequency, I believe. So I knew this and I had to shift.
So what are some practical ways that you began to shift? What can women do or other people do to, they recognize they're in survival mode now, and then how do I now get out of it? What type of advice would you give to someone?
Yeah, there are so many tiny rituals. So this is the beautiful part. Now we talked about how you can spot if you are in this energy. And you actually know when you really deeply listen to yourself. So once you know, you have to shift. And the beautiful thing is you can do this through small little tiny steps. Depending on how deep you are in your survival mode. You think you have no time for anything. You feel like you're hustling and you're always on the go. So try to carve out tiny moments in your life. And I like to do this by starting to really connect to myself in the morning. Because when I know what I want, I can connect deeply and I can care for myself, because the divine feminine is, like I said, nurturing. So you're nurturing not everybody else, you're nurturing yourself as well. Mm-hmm. So I love to place my left hand on my heart and my right hand on my chest. And I really ask myself, what do I need right now? What do I need today? And I know this answer is within me. I do know that if you're in survival mode, especially if you've been a people pleaser, it's really hard the couple of first times, because you don't know what you want. You probably shifted in a different identity to please others. So you have no idea who you are, what you want. And for everybody who's in this situation where you feel like, I don't have self-love, I don't see a reason why to do it at all, I suggest to really start with self-love. And you don't need much time. There's a beautiful exercise where you just stand in front of a mirror. You look yourself in the eyes, because the eye is the window to the soul. So you really connect to your soul and give your soul a name. Because if you give her an endearing, loving name, it's basically a de-association. You're going to separate each other. And in the beginning, it's good, because you start talking to your soul in a loving way. You wouldn't talk to yourself. Because when we have low self-love, we really talk harshly to ourselves, negatively. We criticize ourselves. But if you're talking to your soul, you're talking in a different way. So it's endearing, loving, like you would talk to somebody else. And when you start really building self-love, and it's going to happen over a really short period of time, you can merge yourself with your soul again. You still can give this endearing name, but you're on the sudden one again. So start with this when you really have low self-love. And this is actually good because you're connecting to yourself. So when I started, I wanted to merge both. I wanted to shift out of survival mode and shift into my divine feminine energy, because I thought, why do it in a two-step thing when you can merge it? It's just quicker. Yeah. And so I thought, okay, pick really moments where you connect to yourself, because when you connect to yourself, you're on the sudden in the presence. Mm-hmm. Survival mode has this thing where you just don't see the world around you. You numb out all the beauty. Mm-hmm. And you just go through the motions. But when you really focus on the beauty around you and you start seeing the beauty again, you start living life again, and then you are out of this. This is your step out. So I always say, pick small moments, because they accumulate to bigger ones. And these small moments, you're in your divine natural energy and you can prolong them. Mm-hmm. Maybe the first week, it's just 15 minutes. Maybe you can make it more. So easy things are when you are on the run to your car, because you just are from work going to your car. Connect with the environment around you, connect to your breath, feel the sun on your skin, or the rain, see the fog. It doesn't matter how the weather is. The important thing is that you actually recognize it, that you feel it. Because when you feel, you're connecting to yourself. You're connecting to your divine natural energy again. You feel her. She's really sensual. She is really emotional and intuitive. And when you feel something, you tap in this energy. Mm. When you do something, do a breath work, when you feel like you're spiraling again, because this is something which happens. In survival, we start spiraling when we're going back and forth, because on the sudden it feels so different. We have our natural energy, which feels good, but the survival mode, which feels safe and familiar. So you might, when you switch back and forth, feel a little anxious. And that's good because now you feel something. You start tapping in your energy. You start unraveling everything which is blocking you. Because survival mode, you're not healing in this. You're just stuck. It's like the waiting room. But when you step out of this, you actually get the chance to unlock all the trauma, to actually work on this. And there's a way how to digest it in a safe way. So when you go back and forth, you might get your heart is beating, you might feel anxious. And to stop this from happening, it's really easy. Do a box breathing. Box breathing is basically you breathe in on a count of 4, you hold on a count of 4, you breathe out on a count of 4, and you hold on a count of 4. When you do this, you start connecting to your breath. Your breath is a beautiful tool because it's moving, circling through the emotions. And you can really even imagine how the breath is entering your body and it's going through your entire body in like a golden, beautiful light. And it's everything it touches, it comes down. And you can even affirm that you just release all the tension into this golden light. And as soon as you breathe it out, it's releasing your body. So when you do this, you ultimately change your heartbeat. You start coming to yourself again. You're connecting to your divine feminine energy again. You feel safe again. And the more you stay in this energy, the more this energy becomes the familiar one, and the survival mode will start to vanish.
Thank you for that. What I'm hearing is just to be very present in the moment, and to self-regulate with the breathing, because that's just regulating your body. And I even did it when you were still talking about it. I was like, let me self-regulate. You host a podcast called Soul Desire. What can our viewers and our listeners expect from listening to your podcast?
I shifted a couple of months ago into really focusing on tools how to shift out of your survival mode, how to overcome trauma, how to work through trauma, and how to deepen your divine feminine energy. And it's from everything from how can I be my divine feminine energy at work? Because obviously society is a masculine energy. So we're supposed to fit in, but we won't because we are a divine feminine energy. So it's either you shift out or you're not going to be successful. This can't be it. So it's really make it fit for your energy and work the system the other way. So they actually fit to your energy and you actually can be successful. It's tips like this to all the way how to handle toxic family members, how to overcome this anxiety you might feel in this moment. It's everything in between. So that's basically what I focus on because I got to know how it is to be in there. And it might sound weird, but I was lucky enough to experience all the facets of it. I got through all of it, and while doing this, I really didn't enjoy it. But right now, I see why I needed to do this. So I can help others who are stuck in there on so many levels because I've been there. I actually been there. I experienced it. I lived through this and I found my way through. So yeah, the first steps I told you just before this question was really, really regulating yourself. And then when you do this, I share tips how to step into your energy, how to more embody it, how to become her, how to activate your inner empress. So it's everything in between.
Oh, that's lovely. I'm definitely going to also have a listen. I did listen to 1 or 2 episodes before.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasure. Where else could we find you besides your podcast online?
It's probably best on Instagram because I'm mainly there. So it's at Rebecca Pilger. I do have my Instagram, my website connected there. I do have a newsletter, which I usually share weekly. I right now paused it because I wanted to really connect to myself again and really listen to what I think is really important right now for people to hear. So I will go back to this probably in a couple of months or weeks, but for now, you still can sign up, and I do have a freebie there and my offers.
I will also link your Instagram and the podcast on our
Thank you.
Asks. Let's have a quick, fast, fun lightning round before we go, if you don't mind.
No.
What is one of your go-to practice to reconnect yourself?
I love to place my hand on my heart and the right hand on my womb. And I really breathe a couple of times deeply. And then I talk to my soul, my inner child. I love to calm down my inner child, because what happens is when you're really not regulated, and it doesn't matter how deeply you're connected. Still, like a couple of days ago, I've been shopping, and survival mode is financially as well. So it doesn't matter which kind of level you are at a point in your life. Your inner child feels like there should be the gap, because now it feels kind of dangerous, because you shouldn't have that much money. This is what your inner child is telling you. So there is a trauma connected. And what you need to do in this moment is to reaffirm your child that it's safe. Everything is okay. So when I was there and I wanted to buy a bigger ticket thing, my inner child was like, no, we can't do this. We're going to starve to death. We can't. So I really regulated. I placed my hand on my heart and on my womb. You can do this from everywhere. You can go to the restroom. You can do it in the car. You can even do it on the mall. Just do it that nobody knows. And it's okay. It's really easy. And really connect to your inner child and from your inner child that it's okay. It's safe. You are there. And nothing can happen to it. You grew up now and you're taking care of your inner child, and everything else is irrelevant. Everything happens for you. And for me, it helped. I told my inner child, every money I give away, it will come back tenfold, because it's an energy. You can't hold an energy tight. Your knuckles get really white and it hurts, and it's like breathing in and never breathing out. It starts hurting really badly. So it's like with money, the energy needs to flow. And as soon as my inner child felt okay with this, I was able to buy it. I was happy with this, and everything is okay. So this is a practice I love doing. You can do it with everything. You can use it for everything to connect to your inner child and really talk to it.
Thank you for that. Especially
Sure.
A lot of people have a guilt with money and spending. What is a book or a mantra that changed your life?
A mantra was actually for me to know that everything which is meant for you will actually come to you. It's waiting for you. And this was so important to me to know and to recognize and realize, because I always thought I need to hurry up because otherwise it's gone. And that's not how it works. You don't need to rush through healing in order to find a divine counterpart. You don't need to rush to get out offers or to a job just because you think like, I need to do this otherwise. No, everything that's meant for you is going to happen to you. You can be at peace. There is no trying to do something real quick, because it will find you. And it helped me to recognize that something which didn't work out for me was actually a blessing, because something better came in.
And lastly, if your soul had a theme song, what would it be?
Wow, that's a really hard question for me, because I really love music, but it's really hard. I think it's something probably Beyonce kind of, because she has really.
You were in Germany. Did you go to the concert?
No, unfortunately not. It was so hard to get tickets. It's like incredible. But she's amazing, and I think she's empowering, and she's showing women what they can do when they just listen to their intuition, because her singing is a divine feminine energy. It's her gift, and she's so connected to it. She's listening to herself, and that's why she is so soul aligned, so successful. And we all can have this, because each and every one of us has a gift. And each and every one of us can amplify this gift when we are in our divine energy, rooted and soul aligned.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for joining us today. It was really lovely to have you on the show and speaking about, being a divine feminine and your Empress energy. I really enjoyed speaking to you.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed the last couple of questions. It's something so different. And it helped me to reflect again, to really think into myself. And the last question was especially hard for me. So it was really.
That was an unfair question. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I really liked it because it got me to step back into my intuition and let my divine speak. I like it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.